This, to me, is one of the saddest sights that I've come across in Jackson. It is a restaurant that once served what some people claim was the best fried chicken in the state. Today, it's boarded up. Because of COVID and because of economic pressures, lots of small businesses like this in the state of Mississippi are really struggling. To make matters worse, Washington is now looking to impose an even bigger burden on them. Washington is looking to impose a $15 per hour minimum wage. Now, it might sound sensible to you to give people a pay rise. You might think it makes sense to increase the minimum wage, given there's been no increase since 2009. But I hope you'll at least recognize that Washington policymakers need to stop and think, what is that going to mean to people who run businesses like this here in Jackson, Mississippi? How can it be right to have the same minimum wage applied here in Mississippi as is applied in Michigan or in Manhattan or in Massachusetts? Again and again we see politicians in DC making decisions in order to try and gain votes, but without taking into account what it really means in places like Jackson, Mississippi. I think there are an awful lot of things we can do to help small businesses. There are an awful lot of things we can do to make sure people have the skills to get into the labour market. But imposing a $15 per hour minimum wage, I think that's going to mean a lot of businesses are not able to pay their bills. A lot of businesses are going to have to bump up the pay they pay all of their staff. And a lot of those people who are on minimum wage, who usually are only entry-level people who tend to be coming in, working on minimum wage for a short period of time before going on to earn more, a lot of those entry-level staff are simply going to be denied the opportunity to enter the labour market at all. I think this is one area where DC has got it wrong, and I hope that over the weeks and months ahead we can explain why it is that in states like Mississippi we don't need extra burdens on businesses. We actually need to give businesses a break so they can create the jobs and the opportunities for the future. Wouldn't it be lovely if a building as beautiful as this was once again open as a restaurant serving people here in Jackson?